Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really good. Today I have something a little bit different for my channel. I'm actually renovating a lot in Evergreen Harbor. I think this is one of 2 starter homes that came with Eco Lifestyle. So I decided that I was going to renovate it into something a little bit more modern. So if you have or want to make your world more greener, I believe it also makes the surroundings more modern as well. So I feel like this would fit right in perfectly. It does stick out a little bit at the moment because this area is looking a little bit run down at the minute, but if you've already done a bit of gameplay and your town is already modern already, then that won't really matter. Although don't hold me to it because I actually haven't done any gameplay, this is just my assumption from things I've seen. But I've basically just built, so I haven't had chance to like properly dive into gameplay. So yeah, I wanted to keep the original shape but just tweak it so it wasn't just like bulldozing it and starting a new house. I wanted to keep the original frame because a lot of these houses are similar shapes. They're quite long and narrow, so I thought I'd stick to that. I did use a lot of Eco Lifestyle because it's quite new and exciting to use compared to the stuff I've had and used like a million times. But I do add a few items here and there from other packs, like obviously kitchen counters. We didn't get those unfortunately, so I had to use, I think I used Parenthood. So yeah, I used Parenthood counters in this build. As you can see at the minute, I'm using quite a lot of debug on the outside, which you guys might know that I love using. Debug is like my favorite thing to do in the game. It's just so exciting. I did put those sort of pavement stones leading to the garden, which I do end up finishing later on in the build. And then I'm just using this sort of like short brick wall to frame the garden. You guys might know how much I literally hate gardens. I just suck at them so badly. So I always get really like, not nervous doing them, but like almost like they're a bit of hassle because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And this one was a little bit tricky because the garden was quite small, so it was hard to like make it look super realistic. And then I wanted it to be a bit higher, like the fence to be a bit higher. So I ended up using this one initially, I think, but I do go over and change it for, I think, this like more green fence because the wood tones in the fence that I'm putting on at the minute, which is also from Debug, it just didn't match the like cool tone like light woods that was used like basically throughout. So I did get rid of those. I didn't include it in the build because I did it off camera, but you will see it change dramatically to a green fence. And I really liked the use of that sort of metal canopy thing that I put above the car. I thought that looked really cool, so I definitely wanted to use that. I've pretty much used the metal thing in both of my builds so far, which I didn't think I was going to use very much because I didn't know what I would use it for, but at the minute I'm finding quite a lot of ways to incorporate it in my builds. Then at the front I tried doing this sort of raised flower bed thing. I did tweak it a little bit because of like the symmetry of it. It just wasn't looking very symmetrical at the front, so I did go and shorten it so it was like matching the same tiles as the window in front of it, if that makes any sense. I just have this like weird thing when I'm building where if things just don't look right, I just have to get rid of them. If they don't look symmetrical, I just like completely scrap it. So yeah, I did try doing this once before, but metal builds, modern builds aren't like my forte. I used to be a lot better at doing more like cozy cottagey homes, but I'm slowly improving on my modern builds. So yeah, I did build this once before, but I ended up scrapping it because I'm like a perfectionist with my builds. If I don't love them, then they're going in the bin basically. And then I'm just doing the inside now. This is the kitchen area. I used those Parenthood counters like I said, and I really liked the colours I used in here. They're not colours that I often use in my builds, and I really liked the use of those columns to sort of separate the space a little bit. So they made it look a tiny bit industrial, but I sort of loved that. Like, I didn't want to put walls because I just wanted like a really open space, and I feel like a lot of modern builds that I've seen in real life are really open, and I thought that by doing that it just made it a little bit different. And then I used pretty much all eco lifestyle furniture other than the kitchen sets. A lot of the front room furniture, or I think all of the front room furniture, is from Eco Lifestyle. And I just have to say it, I literally do love the furniture pieces in this pack. I didn't think I was going to because, like I said in a few of my last videos, I'm not super into the whole eco theme, but the build and buy items are just like on point. They're really, really nice. And I used a lot of them also in my container build, which, bad plug, but I will leave in the top right hand corner if you want to check it out. But yeah, in that build, I used a lot of the same furniture pieces, except the build style was really different. Like, it was very industrial, whereas this one is more like modern family. So it just kind of shows how versatile the pack really is, and I love it. Also, if I sound really monotonal and like I'm really miserable, I mean, I am really monotonal anyway. Is that the right word that I'm thinking of? Mono. Basically, my voice doesn't sound like it's very happy, and I promise I actually am. Like, I'm super happy to be doing this video. Like, I loved how this video turned out. It's just whenever I do my voiceovers, they're at like super early in the morning because that's when most of my family aren't in, and I really don't like doing voiceovers when my family can hear me. So I end up doing them pretty much 9 o'clock in the morning, which, I mean, I'm a morning person, but that's still kind of early to be like talking. I'm very much a morning person. I can get quite hyper in the mornings, or not hyper, but I don't know, I just get so excited when I wake up. But I don't know, something about talking for like 2 hours, because voiceovers take me a really long time for some reason. Like, a 10-minute voiceover will probably take me anywhere between an hour to 2 hours, because I'm such a perfectionist that I'm like, no, I sound too miserable, or I'm sounding too quiet, or I'm not explaining it well enough. So yeah, they do take me quite a long time, but I am super happy. I swear, it's just the way my voice is for some reason. I'm just the most monotonal person ever, but hopefully you guys don't mind too much. I mean, I do try to sound as happy as possible, but yeah, sometimes I just like fall back into being super monotonal without realizing. So now that is out the way and I've kind of got it off my chest, I just was a bit worried that everyone was thinking that I was super miserable, or that I didn't want to be doing voiceovers or making videos, but that is not the case. I'm super happy to be making videos, and it's something I'm really passionate about. I just love building in The Sims. So yeah, I'm currently just doing the bedroom, which is for the two parents that live here. It's sort of like cream and blues. It's very like natural wood, and yeah, I really like how it turned out. I did kind of just skip over me furnishing the rest of the downstairs, but hopefully you guys don't mind too much. I didn't clutter the space up loads, like not as much as I normally do anyway, but I really liked how it looked, and it's definitely a room that I would live in. This house is very much, well, I wouldn't say it's like my complete cup of tea. I'm a bit more black and white. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of my builds are very monochromatic. But I really like how this turned out, and it did fit the theme that I was going for, so yeah, I really liked it. And then I'm just finishing off the master bedroom. I added quite a few clutter pieces to the desk, which I really liked, and I did that also in my last build. Not a shameful plug-in this time, but I'm making a start on the kids' bedroom. I used beautiful new bed that came with this pack. There wasn't loads of kids items, but there was a few. This bed was definitely like the standout piece for kids furniture from Eco Lifestyle. You couldn't really see it then, but there is like a cute little bunny teddy, I believe, and some really nice cushions that make it just look a bit more realistic. And we don't really have many beds for like toddlers and kids that look like that, so I was really happy to receive that bed from this pack. And a lot of my packs don't really gear towards kids, so it's always nice just to get a bit more kids furniture in my builds. And then I'm making a start on the last sort of room in the top of the house, even though there is a bathroom. Don't know why I just said that, but I was going to make this into a bedroom, but I decided not to because the family that I got from the gallery was a family of 3, so I kind of just wanted to do a little office space, and there was quite a lot of officey sort of furniture that came with this pack. Like, we got quite a lot of new shelves and we got a new desk, but I didn't use it in this room just because I used it in the master bedroom anyway, so I didn't want to reuse that and I wanted to switch it up a little bit, so I used one from cats and dogs. And then I'm making a start on the bathroom. I'm going through this really quickly, I'm sorry. I did use the new bathtub, even though I'm not the biggest fan of that whole colour, like half combo thing. I kind of wish we had more neutral tones because it's such a beautiful like stone bathtub, so it would have looked really nice in more neutral tones, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, so we just have to put up with what we've got. And then I do add some additional furniture downstairs because it was looking a little bit more bare than I like. I did add a carpet also from Eco Lifestyle. And then I'm adding some clutter underneath the stairs. I did add some cat like food bags, even though there's not a cat living here, or at least I didn't intend one to live here. But I just had an open space under the stairs, so I kind of just wanted to add a few clutter items. And then on to the last part of the build. This is the garden, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Like I said earlier, I'm just so bad at doing back gardens and just gardens in general. Like, landscaping really isn't my forte, but I did give it my best shot, and I think it actually turned out pretty nice. This is getting towards the end of the video. I pretty much just add some plants. I don't know why I just forgot the name of that then. I added some plants, I added some plant pots, I added a bike there, and I also continued the pathway because I didn't want it to stop and I wanted it to sort of loop around just to make it look a little bit more realistic because there was no gate or anything to sort of split up that space. So I do go ahead and continue the pathway, which I really liked. If you did like this video, please do give this video a like because it does help out my channel and it sort of lets me know what videos you like to see on my channel as well. Thank you so much for sticking around this long. I don't know how you've made it if you have. I mean, you wouldn't be hearing this if you hadn't, so thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel if you like this sort of content, and I shall hopefully see you all in my next one.